auntie says to me, she goes, you know, if you go into the mandir dressed like that, they're going to ask you to do satsang. So when Seema auntie walked up to me and asked me to do satsang, I started laughing. I think it was my chance to say no, but I was laughing, so it was too late. You know, my journey started about 4 years ago when my auntie was pregnant with our little Rohan, and you know, it was a tough pregnancy, and we'd had a few before that and all that. So for us, you know, it was, you know, I kind of just went there to support my auntie and all of that. But at the same time, you know, I hear a lot of people in the mandir say, you know, when we walked into the mandir, it felt different, right? Not really a religious person, didn't necessarily, you know, go to that many mandirs or gurdwaras or any of that. But you know, going to Guruji's mandir was something a little bit different, right? That's something we hear all the time here, at least, and it was for me as well. So, you know, it was a tough pregnancy. There were definitely times when we did everything that we could to everything we could to, you know, I pace, by the way, so as you can tell. So, you know, it was for us relying on Guruji and kind of, you know, praying to him, and you know, I know, you know, Mangnani ji and all of that, but in those kinds of situations, that's pretty much all you do. But at the same time, you know, the one thing I always work on now is I try to just say thank you. As that want or that ask comes into my head and I'm about to kind of start it, I just say thank you for everything you've given me and everything, you know, that we already have and all of that, and I just try to leave it at that, right? So that's my process, my journey, me trying to be better, more positive, all of those kinds of things. So the bad things about today is that I have, you know, maybe I can tell the future, but I think my auntie's going to tell me that anytime she wants me to do something, that it's Guruji talking through her, and I should probably listen. Right? Messages, yeah, messages, you know, about Guruji are all around us. So, you know, all of that. At the beginning of the month, I actually started a new job, and at about 5:40 that morning, we heard a noise. And so I went, you know, outside the bedroom, and my dad was a few steps down and kind of just sitting there. And he had dropped his cane, you know, and it was like, uh-oh, you know, what's going on? Dad's not feeling well. Did he fall or anything like that? And he hadn't fallen. A couple of minutes later, he actually passed out and then slid down 2 or 3 stairs. And, you know, thank God I was there. His leg bent backward, all of these things, called the ambulance, you know, sitting in the ER with him, and it's about 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like, Dad, it's my first day at work, I kind of need to go. And you know, he's perfectly fine, they've checked him out, his blood pressure dropped, and you know, all of these kinds of things. But I remember standing there in the ER, and just, you know, thanking Guruji. I was like, I looked at my dad, and I was kind of like, you know, we're very, very lucky that we have Guruji watching over us, right, as a family. And I was like, okay, it's 7:30, I'm gonna go to work now, and I know you'll be fine, right? So thanks for the checkup from the ER, thank you guys. But you know, at the same time, my faith is, you know, in another place, and that's great. I love the science and the medical and all of that, that's wonderful. But you know, I think we're gonna be fine. And I go through my, you know, day of work, and a few days later I was talking with my new colleagues, and I told them what happened. And they looked at me like I had 2 heads, right? They're like, why did you come into work? And I was like, but it was my first day of work. Like, it would just, that's not how I kind of wanted to start off my new, you know, my new job and all of that. And I said, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. Now, they don't understand why I was so comfortable with coming into work, right? But I think most of you do. So it's just funny how I always hear, you know, it's your journey, it's your connection, it's direct, right? It's not about buying something or having this or doing that. You know, it's not about that. It's just what's in your heart, what's in your head. It's your belief. And I can, you know, I can tell you, if I can believe and I can have faith in those things, you know, I have to believe that it's easier for some, if not most of you, than even for me. So if you have that feeling, great, it'll get stronger. If you don't have that feeling, or you have that moment of doubt where you're like, I don't know, other people get it and I don't, and you know, maybe, and those kinds of things, just give it a little bit of time. Trust me, it's just your journey, it's your progress, it's your process. You know, let it take its time and do what it's supposed to do. And so, you know, all of this kind of, it gives you a confidence, right? It makes you more positive. All of those kinds of things. So it's, I don't know, we've all heard it up here a few, you know, a lot of times, depending on how many satsangs we've heard. Everybody's journey is different. But I can tell you, you know, I've got a little monkey running out there. I'm sure you guys see me chasing him, you know, all the time. That makes it very, very easy for me to know what I'm thankful for, right? But in addition to that, you know, coming here every Thursday, it doesn't feel right when we don't come. Obviously, if we're out of country or something like that, then it's, you know, whatever. But we were in Greece a couple of months ago, and we were literally in Greece going, today's Thursday. You know, we could have been at the Mandir, you know, things like that. And trust me, we're having a great time. It's not that we're like, oh, we wish we were back in New Jersey, right? It's not that. But the Mandir is something different. It's a part of our life that we don't understand. Just like we don't understand a time when we didn't have our son, it's hard for us to really kind of think. We're like, wow, we didn't even know what we were missing. You know, as funny as that sounds. And a lot of people always say, right? I may have realized about Guruji 3 years ago, 4 years ago, things like that. But Guruji has always been looking over me, right? Looking after me, helping us, helping me, all of those things. And you know, we had a satsang in our house a couple of months back for my son's 3rd birthday. And you know, we left the picture up, we left the Om and the Ekonkar and everything up there. And now kind of, you know, when I come in the house or I'm leaving or things like that, you know, Guruji's right there, right? Because the mandir is all the way on the other side of the house. So it's kind of a very, very nice, it's a small change in some ways, but just a change for us in the house, and you know, and it's just positive, right? So, you know, keep the faith. It gets better and better. I really, really look forward to the future, and you know, thank you to the Sangha, thank you to the Sevadars, thank you for everything you guys do. Really, really make, you know, us feel at home, like a family, all of those things. And of course, you know, the biggest thanks go to Guruji for, you know, for allowing all of this to happen, right? So, thank you, and Jai Guruji.